you a foreign national or a foreign passport holder who's planning to fly to the Philippines for vacation or business purposes, and you want to know what is this One Health Pass? Watch this video and find out what is the One Health Pass and also how to complete it. To all our subscribers, welcome back. And to all new viewers who's watching this channel and this video for the first time, I simply want to say welcome, and I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updated with the recent travel updates, protocols, tutorials that we have for the Philippines, and also for current events that's happening in and out of the country that you should be kept informed. Now, with that, everyone, I definitely look forward that you will click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Now, what do we have in store for you today? Now, there's a latest IATF protocol that was just released and was implemented this May 30, 2022. It means that for the month of June, this will be the protocol that we will be following for anyone entering and flying to the Philippines, particularly for you who are foreign nationals and at the same time foreign passport holders. So what is this protocol all about? Let me share that to you. The IATF Resolution number 168, the entry, testing, and quarantine protocols for Filipinos and foreign nationals arriving from abroad beginning May 30, 2022 will be as follows. For foreign nationals, let me share to you the latest IATF protocols that you have to take into consideration once you visit the Philippines. Based from the Bureau of Immigration Advisory from the revised guidelines per IATF MEID Resolution number 168 series of 2022. Now, they are saying that for arriving foreign nationals may be allowed entry to the country provided that they comply with the applicable visa and immigration requirements and fall under the following categories. Letter A, fully vaccinated. Now, the primary requirement for you as foreign national to enter the Philippines or a foreign passport holder is that you must be fully vaccinated. Now, supplementary conditions, meaning if once you arrive here in the Philippines, the exemption that we or the country actually allows is for minor children below 12 years of age traveling with fully vaccinated foreign parents. So meaning they could enter the Philippines without any vaccination as long as they are below 12 years of age. Now, aside from that, you also have to comply with letter B. It means that you must carry or possess with you any of the acceptable vaccination proof or certificate or card. Now, what are the acceptable proofs of vaccination? So number one, we have the World Health Organization International Certificate of Vaccination and Prophylaxis, or what we call the yellow card. Number two, the VaxCert PH in case you were vaccinated here in the Philippines. Number three, you may present also your national or state digital certificate of your foreign government which has, or if it has accepted the VaxCert PH under a reciprocal agreement arrangement unless otherwise permitted by the IATF. So it means that if, for example, your country does not have a reciprocal agreement with the Philippines in accepting our VaxCert PH in your country, then your national certificate will not be considered accepted in your country. So instead, you have to actually provide the number one example. That's the WHO International Certificate of Vaccination and Prophylaxis, or the yellow card. Now, your question might be, Ms. Jamey, so how will I know? How will I know if our country has a reciprocal agreement with the Philippines? Please visit my community page, and I usually post the latest update regarding the countries that has reciprocal agreement with the Philippines. Or once you complete the One Health Pass, they also will mention what are the countries that have reciprocal agreement with the Philippines. But then again, Everyone, looking forward that you'll see it from my community page. And number 4, other proofs of vaccination that the IATF actually permits. So these are the basic requirements, the first 2 basic requirements that we have for you. Now let us take a look at the others. Now, once you arrive in the Philippines, it will also be taken a look at your vaccination status. So are you a foreign national or a foreign passport holder with a full vaccination and at least with 1 booster shot, or you don't have any booster shot at all? For arriving foreign national, you are required to present a COVID-19 RT-PCR test result or a rapid antigen result if you don't fall into the exemption. So, the exemptions are as follow. So, if you are a foreign national, age 18 and above who have received primary series of COVID-19 vaccine and at least 1 COVID-19 booster shot, then you're exempted from presenting a pre-departure COVID-19 test once you enter the Philippines. Second, anyone who's fully vaccinated, foreign nationals age 12 to 17. And third, foreign national age 12 and below, regardless of vaccination status, accompanied by their parents or guardians. If you fall into any of these exemptions, then it means that there's no COVID-19 pre-departure that you have to present at the port of origin or in the Philippines. Only your full vaccination and booster certificate. Now, for any foreign nationals who are fully vaccinated but without any booster dose at all, so you have to present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours before your flight, or a remotely supervised or laboratory-based rapid antigen negative test administered and certified by healthcare professional in a healthcare facility taken within 24 hours prior to the departure from the country of origin or your first port of embarkation, excluding layovers, and provided that the passenger has not left the airport premises or was not admitted into the transit country. So again, this requirement is only for foreign national who did not receive any booster shot or dose. Letter D, or the fourth one, your passport must be at least 6 months at the time of entry or longer, because again, they are looking at this and must ensure that the validity of your passport is again more than 6 months, or at least 6 months and more. Now, letter E. Now, when it comes to return ticket, you are required to actually have a valid onward return ticket to port of origin or next port of destination corresponding your allowable stay or period of stay in the Philippines. Now, any foreign nationals with valid immigrant visa, special visa issued by the Bureau of Immigration or competent Philippine government agencies, and or the non-immigrant visa except 9A visa holders. Now, how about for foreign children traveling with Filipino nationals? Now, we have 2 things that you have to take into consideration. Number 1, foreign children below 12 years of age not vaccinated traveling with Filipino parents. You must follow the entry, or they must follow the entry, testing, and quarantine protocols of their Filipino parent traveling with them. And then for foreign children from ages 12 to 17 traveling with Filipino parents, they must follow the health and quarantine guidelines based on their vaccination status. So what does it mean? If they are not vaccinated, then they have to undergo the hotel quarantine. And since they are minors, the parents shall accompany their unvaccinated minor children during the facility-based quarantine. And last but not the least, the common question that you usually ask me is this: Jamie, do we still have to provide a travel insurance once we fly and enter the Philippines? The answer is you don't need to provide any travel insurance anymore, because travel insurance as an entry requirement for foreign national is no longer required but highly encouraged. So that's the great news, everyone. For this new protocol, they have removed the requirement for travel insurance from foreign national or foreign passport holders. So you can travel to the Philippines without any travel insurance, but again, it's highly recommended that at least if you have one. So once again, everyone, let us summarize. What are the pre-departure requirements that are required from you once you fly to the Philippines? And let me also share to you, once you arrive in the Philippines at the airport, what can you expect? And once you exit the terminal, so what can be expected? So let me just share that to you. Okay, so let us just take a look at this. So to all foreign nationals, here are the pre-departure requirements that you have to prepare before you go for vacation in the Philippines. If you're a foreign national fully vaccinated without any booster shot at all, so you have to ensure that you have to take a COVID-19 test, either an RT-PCR test or a rapid antigen test. And of course, prepare your vaccination certificate or vaccination card. And of course, you have to complete the One Health Pass, the online registration form that is required for you to complete before you enter the Philippines. Please watch my video tutorial. I do have an English video tutorial made just for you. And how about travel insurance? Of course, just like what we've discussed, you don't need to provide this anymore. Return ticket, definitely you have to. And of course, the validity of your passport must be at least 6 months or more. And then how about this Trace app? Again, Trace app is a mandatory requirement or from the list of anyone entering the Philippines. Although, to be honest, it's not always asked in the airport, but it's good that at least you have this. It will only take you like 6 or 10 minutes to complete. And should they be asking you for it, at least you have it. And then how about the hotel quarantine? No, you don't need to, because you already are a fully vaccinated traveler, and then you simply have to go back to, it's either you have to go straight to the hotel that you booked or to a residence that you actually would be staying with. Now, second, let us just take a look. What are the requirements for fully vaccinated foreign nationals with at least 1 booster dose? For COVID-19 pre-departure testing, you don't need to provide any anymore. You can fly to the Philippines without any COVID-19 testing. But then again, you have to prepare the vaccination certificate or card. So both for the primary vaccine as well as the booster. So if it's just one card, that is fine. You can just upload it 2 times on the One Health Pass when you're asked for a vaccination certification or card and a booster certificate or card. And of course, you have to complete the One Health Pass, the online registration form, and travel insurance. You don't need to complete this or comply with this anymore. And again, it's highly recommended, but not a mandatory requirement. Return ticket, definitely you have to provide this. Passport with 6-month validity. And of course, the Trace app I did mention. By the way, I do have a tutorial for this in case you would want to know how to complete this. You can always go to my channel and take a look and find the Trace app tutorial. Last but not the least, of course, you are not required to go for a hotel quarantine simply because you're fully vaccinated. You can go straight to the hotel that you booked or the residence that you will be staying with. And those are the basic requirements for foreign nationals. Now, how about our former Filipino balikbayan who are foreign passport holders? So if you're a balikbayan, again, if you're fully vaccinated without any booster at all, then you are required to provide a COVID-19 test, a vaccination certificate, and the One Health Pass. Travel insurance and return ticket, you're not required to comply, or you don't need to provide this mandatorily. But then again, when it comes to passport validity, you definitely have to have at least a 6-month valid passport. Trace app, again, you have to complete this even if it's not always asked, so at least you have it in case it will be asked. And of course, you are not required to go for a hotel quarantine simply because you're fully vaccinated. And last but not the least will be fully vaccinated with a booster dose balikbayan. So again, you're no longer required to present any COVID-19 test simply because you are a fully vaccinated traveler with a booster dose. Of course, please prepare your vaccination certificate or card for your primary vaccine and your booster dose. The One Health Pass, of course, you have to complete for registration, and same, no more travel insurance and return ticket. But of course, you have to provide a passport that has 6-month validity at least. The Trace app, and then no more hotel quarantine. That is the summary of the pre-departure documents that you have to prepare as you fly or enter the Philippines. Now, once you fly to the Philippines, what can you expect? At the airport, you can expect the following. So first and foremost, the flight attendants usually will give you some forms to complete on board. And as you disembark, make sure that you have this with you because you need to present this to the immigration. And then second, once you arrive, there will be airport personnel who will guide you for them to also give you some briefing on what you need to do at the airport area. And of course, you will have to have your One Health Pass and your documents validated once you arrive in the Philippines. Now, again, please watch my One Health Pass tutorial so that you will understand what you need to present. And again, when I talk about validation, what lane you will be qualified for. Number 3, of course, you have to go through the immigration. Number 4, to the carousel, luggage carousel, you can just get your luggage. And last but not the least is, of course, you have to go through the customs. And after that, you can now go straight to the, if you're a fully vaccinated traveler, whether you're a balikbayan or a foreign national, so you simply can't go home by arranging a transportation for you. Either you can have someone fetch you at the airport or you can arrange a transportation from the airport going to your hotel or to your home. Depends. If you booked a hotel, you can go straight to the hotel. If you have a residence that you can actually stay with, like friends, relatives, then definitely you can arrange transportation for that. And simply enjoy your travel and vacation in the Philippines. Oops, by the way, wait. Ensure that once you go home and go back to your homes, you have to undergo the required quarantine in the Philippines. So what does that mean? And how does that look like for a fully vaccinated traveler? Since you're fully vaccinated, whether you're with a booster or without a booster, you can go home straight to either the hotel or at your home. But then again, you have to complete what we call the 7 days home quarantine. For any symptoms or any manifestations of the symptoms that you might feel or observe from your body, please ensure you coordinate with the barangay health emergency response team, and they'll be the one to update the local government unit where you actually will be staying in the Philippines. Hoping there will be no manifestations of symptoms of COVID-19, and I definitely hope that you'll be enjoying your vacation, but just in case, at least you know what you need to do. And once the quarantine is done, you definitely can enjoy the beauty of our country, and that is the Philippines. Fraudulent and/or unverified vaccine certification shall be the liability of the airline carriers. Existing guidelines for arriving Section 9E visa holders and crew members shall still be observed. Now, the foregoing is without prejudice to the exercise of the mandate of the Bureau of Immigration on arrival and departure formalities. So those are the travel reminders that we have for you, everyone. So if the airline seems to be so strict, it's simply because they have a very like the gravity of the responsibility to the Philippines is definitely indeed immense. So it's very important that they have to be very careful who they allow boarding on their plane bound to the Philippines. Now, some more reminders for balikbayans. Of course, you can avail of your balikbayan privileges. Just make sure you bring your copy of your birth certificate or your old Philippine passport. If you have some questions, please type it down on the comment box and I'll definitely look forward to answer your questions. With that, everyone, I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel. That's Jamey Iris TALK TV. If you have not yet subscribed, and click this notification bell so that you'll get updated with the videos that I am uploading. And if you find this video helpful and informative, please click like, and I'm inviting you to always watch my videos once you see it uploaded. So once again, everyone, my name is Jamey Iris, your Talk TV show host, and I'll see you in my next video. To all who will be flying, have a pleasant and blessed flight. See you, everyone. Ciao.